You're struggling. You're stuck. It seems as though you've been in a plateau for a long time. When you try things, when you try to do something different, when you push hard, you seem to get injured. Something's always hurting. What makes it worse is that, you go online, you see people putting on gains left, right, and center. Everyone around you seems to be getting better, but you're stuck. You're stuck, and you're now questioning your genetic limit. You're questioning the orientation of the neck of your femur, hip structure, bone structure. You're questioning whether this is for you. These doubts are just circling in your mind, and you're just wondering, you're feeling down on yourself. All the guys that you follow on social media seems to be improving, and you're not. And it feels shit. A few of you fellas have been in communication with me over the course of my time on YouTube. And, you've come to me with these types of messages, these types of ideas. What I want to tell you is it's normal, okay? People have said plateau is like a negative type thing. Like, no one should just be on a flat line in their life. You should always be a linear progression from zero all the way to the moon. If biology worked like that, it would be unsustainable. Not everything in life can be a straight line from 0 to 100. It is normal. It is normal to not put on gains as fast as some of these people are telling us they put on gains. Or 80 pounds on the bench in 2 months. 80 pounds on the bench in 2 months. Well, shit, man. Why are you only benching 180 kilos? Why aren't you benching 2 tons? If every 2 months you're putting on 80 pounds, damn, man, you're going to be breaking records in a year or so. These types of things that we see all the time put us down and only fuel the fire of self-doubt within us. If you're in a plateau, welcome to my world. Welcome to my life. Welcome to normality. It is normal to be on a plateau. And I think a lot of people, a lot of coaches out there, a lot of these guys are going to tell you, no, you shouldn't be on a plateau. And so they'll give you a 12-week program where they have you going back, regress all the way back and keep going. And you feel like you are always improving because it's a linear progression up to your max. And then you might nudge the max a little bit, you might not, and then reverse back. And all these kind of convoluted ways of making you feel like you're improving, or making you feel like you're getting ahead, just to make you feel like you're getting ahead. I just want to let you know, this is on top of my mind right now. I just want to let you know that it's normal. I'm somebody that has publicly, documented my journey. And yes, I've copped a lot of slack from people about my progress, about the lack of progress, about this guy X, Y, and Z is better than you because they're improving this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. I've copped a lot of that. And what I've always come back to people with is this idea that I am not Ivan Abajev. I'm not Ivan, okay? Abajev. I'm Ivan Djuric. That's my name. So because I'm squatting every day, people, or I have a channel and a following, people think that I'm an expert in the field. All I'm doing here is documenting, I'm journaling my existence in this hobby. Just because I make a video does not make me an expert. I'm a student of the game just like you. We might be at different levels of this journey, but I'm also learning. And so when I say I've done 59 billion days in a row, that doesn't mean that I'm an expert. I've made lots of mistakes, and part of these mistakes, part of these plateaus that I'm talking about are lessons, absolute lessons. So if you find yourself in a situation like this where you don't seem to be improving, just make sure this happens. Make sure you keep rocking up. Keep experimenting, keep changing things, keep, messing around with different parameters of your training, and eventually, just through sheer luck, you will break through. Something will click. You will make a connection. I've said many times before about this thought that I have. When I set a PR, when I have a really good period, like, 5 days ago now, I hit the 180 kilo front squat. Yes, I feel happy, but automatically I have this like self-reflection moment where I'm like, why didn't I work this out earlier? Why didn't I work out? High reps were the key for my progress on day 5 of the Squat Everyday program, not day 955. Why did I not do that? It eats at me. And I always think to myself, if I had the intellectual capacity, if I had the intellect of an Einstein, of a Nikola Tesla, man, I would be smashing everything. But that's what gets me, the intellectual sides of things. Why didn't I work this out sooner? The act of training is a constant for me, man. That's one thing I've learned about myself. I'm going to keep rocking up no matter what. Even if we're getting blown out by 50 points in this basketball game, I'm going to keep freaking locking down the defense as much as I can. I'll keep jacking up those shots when I'm open. Every single time I'm open and I'm ready to shoot the ball despite the score. That's my innate personality. That's who I am. There's no surrendering. You can ask me to surrender, but I'll probably try and take your head off if you try to. I'm going down with the swing of the sword. That's me. And that's what I want you guys to have as well. This mentality that no matter what, man, we're going to rock up to the damn gym. Okay? You rock up and you keep practicing and you keep working on these ideas. Because every time you are present in the gym, you have the ability, you have the opportunity to work on something. But if you don't rock up and instead of doing that, you go play video games or you go out with your mates, or you go to the pub or you go to the park, or you are not in the right mental space to be actively thinking about this very puzzle. This puzzle of how the hell do I get better? And that's why I like the idea of rocking up every single day, because it gives me an opportunity to work on the skill, to work on the puzzle, to work on all these different aspects. So if you find yourself in an absolute freaking rut and your leg hurts, your back hurts, whatever hurts, just don't waver. Don't waver and keep on fighting. That's probably the number one thing I want to show people, is that no matter what, man, there's no giving up. They're going to have to drag us out of this place in a body bag, all right? We're not giving up. That's the mentality of a warrior. That's the mentality. And if you listen to any person talk about their career, any successful person, whether it be a sport person, a business person, or whatever, they always have, not always, but a lot of these stories have like, their plight, their dark times. And it's those dark times that make the freaking top sweet. Because if it was a cakewalk from 0 to 100, what's the story, man? What the hell is the story? There's no story. You just walked up and grabbed the trophy and you walked out. That's it. How special is that trophy? But if there was blood, sweat, and tears involved in all of this, failures, injuries, plateau times 1,000 times, all of a sudden when you finally get there, you are on cloud 9, you are in heaven. So the harder the damn journey, the better the destination. Never forget that shit, man. So if you rock up to the gym and you feel like a piece of shit, okay, nothing is going your way, just think to yourself, you're making a freaking investment for the day where you cash that shit in. One day it's going to pay off. And the harder the damn thing is, the sweeter the destination is going to be. Never forget that shit, man. The universe works in this way. There's nothing for free. You can't create nor destroy matter. It is what it is. So if you're in a suck right now, embrace the damn suck. Suck that shit up. Because eventually you're going to be living equal opposite to that. You're in a negative now. You're going to be the equal, positive eventually. So when I hear these stories from some of you fellas and you're talking about it, all I ever think to myself is, yes. It's almost like I'm getting excited for you. Because I know you are making an investment for that one day you're going to feel like a king. The longer the struggle is, the better. That's how it almost seems to me in my crazy head. That's why I am doing squat every day, man. If squatting, the art of squatting was easy for me, I would have never, you never would have heard about me. But the moment I squatted that bar for the first time, I was like, why the hell am I leaning a freaking horizontal, man? I look at the guy, the next squat rack is perfectly vertical. When I squat, my ass is right up the level of my head. It's like a table. Somebody could just sit down and freaking have a coffee on my back. I'm fully horizontal. That's how I squatted the first time. Why is that the case? Look at Lou, look at Clocker, look at Clarence Kennedy. I want to squat like them, man. It was the difficulty that drew me into this damn journey. So some of you guys message me. Very, very rare I get these people. But because the channel is kind of growing and there's all these new people and the algorithm kind of throws my videos out to people that are not quality for the, community that we've built. Some of these negative people, let's say. Oh, dude, you've been squatting almost 1,000 days. You still can't squat for shit. It's like, man, how many days do you think it takes for somebody to squat like a master? Do you think it takes 1,000 days in a row? It's like I've shot a basketball 1 billion times, I reckon. Can I shoot as well as Steph Curry? No, of course not. Can I squat no, I can't squat like Clarence Kennedy, Lou Lockov. I'm a piece of shit. The only difference is you know about me because I've documented this stuff. That's the only difference, man. The number of the squat every day, it means nothing, man. There are people out there who have been squatting since 5 years old. I started squatting at 25. There is a guy somewhere in the world, probably many of them, many thousands, probably hundreds of thousands, who have been squatting since 5 years old. That's what the Chinese do, man. They get these guys squatting very early on, right? With the PVC pipe, they start learning the clean and jerk snatch. How many squats do you reckon Lou has done in his life? In comparison to me, I started at 25, now I'm 33. Okay? You can't compare somebody that late picking up a barbell at 25, learning how to move the damn thing. Plateaus are normal. Struggles are normal. Embrace it. Embrace it. And this is where love is made. In my opinion, if it's easy, it's not going to be fun. I talk about video games all the time, man. If the video game is easy and it's a walk in the park, you put the controller down. The reason why video games are hard is because it's like a puzzle. You got to work that shit out. The moment you're like advanced stage in a video game and you're one shot killing everyone, or your FIFA team is so damn good, one player can dribble from the goal to the goal and score. Where's the fun in that, man? There's no struggle. Struggle is the story. It's simple as that. And on days like this, I came in today and I was like, man, I feel shit. I feel shit. My doctors are locked me up like crazy, man. I'm in a complete lockdown. I can't squat. I'm leaning over a whole bunch. My hips feel freaking disgusting. I don't want to think about Olympic weightlifting, because Olympic weightlifting for me, those movements that I'm practicing is on good days, when I've got squatting ability. If I can't squat, I feel like I don't want to exist in the gym. But I stayed. Did the front squat. That felt like shit. Even though I hit 160, it felt like shit. Felt like I was all over the place. My upper back was copping it because I was out of position. So then I went over to the leg extension machine, jumped on that. I can't do hams. I can't do adductors. So I just went on that, did a few sets, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll go back to back squats. I went to back squats, and for some reason they started feeling really good because I'm more leaned over. I can lean over a little bit with that. Hit 190, and I was like, all right, let's do some deadlifting as well, since it's all about leaning over, right? That's my expertise. My body just wants to lean over and freaking pick shit up off the ground. And today, as I was working through the set, started feeling not bad at all, man. I got to be honest with you. Started feeling not bad at all, and I tried 260. And I failed it. Surprise, surprise. I've been failing it for the last 3 months. But I failed it with optimism, in the sense that it felt better than all the other 3 months' time, the previous times. I felt strong. I felt good. I felt like I was close to getting 260. I dropped it because my back kind of got rounded over a little bit. I didn't want to pursue that type of a lift. There's nothing to be gained from a crappy grind like that, so I let it go. But it left me with this thought. Some of you guys have messaged me and you're like, man, I seem to have, I'm regressing in my strength. And I'm like, well, join the club, man. I thought back in February when I hit 265, I was like, oh man, but by middle of the year, I reckon 280 is on the table. And I'm thinking, if this trend continues, man, I might have 290 by the end of the year. And then complete locking of the brakes. All fours are locked. Complete standstill in progress. Yes, my friend, it is very frustrating, but that same frustration is gasoline, man. It's E85 being pumped into the pistons. I'm flying. That motivation is fuel for me, man. That's how I process this shit, man. The longer I struggle, the longer that 260 is evading me, the more I want it, man. The more I want it, I want to start ripping that sucker out for 5. So this is the lift today. You'll see it. I get it off the ground, and I get it off the ground in a crappy position. I just let the bar go. I'm like, screw it. Anyway, it felt good. It is fuel. It is fuel. And when I look back at the, the 3 month period of shitness that I've kind of endured, I'm going to look back and I'm going to be like, okay, let's study this period and what went wrong and what went right and whatever. But this is how I view it. It's a learning opportunity. I'm going to learn from this. And then when I hit the 260, I'll go to 270. I'll know more about what's driving me, what isn't. You are not alone. You are not alone. If everyone was linearly progressing, if that's even a freaking word, everyone would be setting freaking world records all around us. It's not the case. The majority of human existence, the human experience is shit. The people that are posting stories are the success stories. They don't tell you how the bad times went. Most of us are shit, okay? Most of us are shit. So don't think to yourself, why am I shit? It's the normality, right? If you are progressing 50 kilos a freaking year on deadlift, you are abnormal, okay? So if you are experiencing very, very, kind of frequent plateaus and very, very kind of slowish gains, that's normal. As an intermediate, that's normal. Unless you are just upping the damn dosages all the time, that's the different and abnormal experience. For us natural people that are not looking up, putting on 20 kilos of body weight, we're just kind of normal body weight and whatever, it's difficult and it's slow and that's normal. Okay, so don't get down on yourself and keep rocking up to the gym. That's my only message to you. Because the longer you struggle, the sweeter the freaking fruit is going to be at the end of it. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. This is why of me, because the squat was very difficult for me. And I kept going at it and going at it. Even though right now you're like, wow, he squats so well. Man, the amount of times I've 7 years of training, right? Some people have been training for like 2 years and squat more than me. How do you think that shit feels? How do you think that shit feels, man? But I don't give a shit, man. This is my story. I'm the actor in my own movie and I want to pursue that. I don't look over the next lane, man. Whatever, man. I don't know what they're up to, man, what they're doing. I honestly don't. Good for them if they're legit and doing it. That's good for them. I can only worry about my lane. And I reckon you just do the same thing and just focus on yourself and never give up. Never give up. There's no giving up, no quit. That's the mentality of a winner. Appreciate you guys, everybody on the list, on the Patreon list, comments obviously, and the comments on Instagram. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.